Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here. A quick PSA to any of you who are not saving these Boopins. Please do so, and I'm going to share with you why. I see a lot of people like posting flex pictures of them getting many different Bangboos already on the Bangboo channel. Unless you are for some reason super lucky where every 10 pull you get a Bangboo that is S tier, I highly recommend you save some of these Boopins for a guaranteed for the next Bangboo that is going to be released. For those of you who are wondering why is that the case, this is not something you can pay to win. You can't just swipe it, and it seems to be very limited. Where you can only get it from certain places, as you can see. So if in future, which definitely will be, you have trends like a million who is of one faction's Bangboo, you have the Victoria House keeping, which is Butler, and then you have Safety who is of the Battlebot Industries, and eventually you have more that comes up. For example, Zhu Yuan's department, the Special Ops, Miyabi's department, and you have new Bangboos that come out. And you don't want to be caught in a situation where you do not have enough Boopins to get a character that you really like. You do not have the Bangboo, that faction Bangboo, so you are totally left out. In that case, I highly recommend you save up some resources as well, some of these Boopins, because they are really hard to come by. As you can see, I'm currently sitting on 12 with a guarantee on 18. There is like some sort of soft pity system on here, but I just want to make sure that I can guarantee whoever is coming next, whether it's Zhu Yuan or not. Then some of you might be wondering, EOD, what about, for example, these kind of Bangboos with gives me like Aether damage bonus, and where's my Aether damage bonus one? Was it this one here? Okay, this one here I think. So what about these Aether damage bonus, mini black hole that you can have? Isn't this all very important? And how about like the Shark Boo and stuff? TLDR and long story short, I think that the faction Bangboos are way more versatile, way more useful, because in the early game, you don't really have too many of these Bangboos. So going with faction Bangboos allow you to ease into many playstyles. Like physical, for the Victoria House keeping, you can play physical, you can play electric, and you can do like ice kind of team compositions. With, for example, safety, you can go into like fire, you can go into electric. So multiple elements that you can go into. A million, you can go into physical, you can go a bit into Aether if you wanted to, if you have Nicole and like a stun Unbi or something like that. It's possible as well. So a lot of options you can from the faction. Whereas elemental teams, they are very fixed. Once you rotate out of ice meta, you will not be able to use Shark Boo ever until you play ice again. And more than likely, you will not have enough Boopins to pull all of the different elemental Bangboos in the short term. Something that a lot of people tend to forget is A rank Bangboos do exist. You don't need an S tier one just for the highest DPS. In fact, having elemental Bangboos, I find as your A rankers are much better in the early to mid and even most of the late game until you become like 1 year in where you have tons of Bangboos. Reason for that is, with these A rankers, you lose a little bit of stats, sure, a little bit here and there, but you still get a lot of the effects like building anomaly. You can have the ease of, for example, if I don't want to play electric one day, I want to switch, for example, to Aether now, you can easily move over to a Devil Boo, and then you have easily can get like Aether damage bonus, Aether anomaly and stuff like that. So you have a lot of flexibility for the elemental part of things while you are making your pulls for your faction Bangboos. I think that is like super important. My plan for the near term, if I wanted the ice one, I'll go Penguin Boo, which allows me like get a little bit more ice anomaly up if I want to like specialize in the ice team eventually with like Miyabi. For Zhu Yuan, I already plan to level my Devil Boo up a little bit more so that I have a bit of Aether as well. And if any of you are wondering, EOD, I don't have any of these specific Bangboos. That's why I'm pulling for the S tier ones. I don't think it's necessary. You can use pretty generic ones like Magnet Boo is decent as well. You have a bit of crowd control like Nicole's Suction, which is quite decent. You have other ones like Explorer Boo who gives you good amounts of HP, shield, energy regen to help you push a little bit further. A lot of utility ones, you don't exactly need to have a specific one, for example, like your elemental damage bonus. It's nice to work towards, but you will eventually get these A ranks as you are picking them up, as you're picking your S tier ones. And that is my honest recommendation for most of you. Please save up your pulls. These Boopins are very hard to come by. Don't be like a maniac and just like spam pulling, which I see a lot of people doing just to like flex their multiple copies. Last but not least, I want to talk about the multiple copies aspect. Do I think it's worth it to get a multiple copy of the same Bangboo? Long story short, the answer is definitely no. Why do I say that is you look at these stats over here. If I pull one more of these Bangboo, it costs me like probably 80 Boopins, which is so difficult to find. My energy regen for the Bangboo, like here, the energy regen buff that he gives, it goes up like very minusculely. and energy regen increase here, what 5% is super low. The multipliers also is like 70 multiplier, 10 on. It's definitely not worth it to go for copies of these guys. They are highly inefficient. You would much rather have a new one rather than copies. If you got in a 10 pool like 3 of them, sure, very fantastic for you. But at the end of the day, don't pull for copies. You're much better with a variety rather than one, at least in the 1 year time frame. When this video is being recorded, of course. And if you found this video helpful, we definitely have a lot of other guides and public service announcements as well to you guys. Do so, check out our channel. I think you'll find it very interesting. And thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.